Okay. Okay. So cursor, we say it is a work area in memory, and there can be two type of cursors. One cursor is built in, that is called implicit cursor. And implicit cursor, this is used for single row handling. So far what we have done, that is single row handling. So we have worked on implicit cursor by default. And second type of cursor is your explicit cursor that we'll discuss separately. So right now still we are discussing single row handling only. Okay, and in single row handling, what you write a select statement, that is select list of, you write generic format is like this. In PLSQL, when you write a select statement, it follows select list of columns into list of variables. This is the format we follow. Okay, so we can have multiple columns, we can have multiple variables. For each column, we will have similar type of variables. So we have written like this, correct? So so we can have variables like this, say X number, but when we write begin, we can say yes, select e-name, salary, job, department number into, and for then each column name, each column. So variable, sorry, e-name. So for e-name, we need a variable v name. For salary, we need a variable. I have not declared. Okay. But we have to declare a variable for e-name, a variable for salary, a variable for job, a variable for department. We need variable, and that is the reason, or you can say that is what we have to decide in the declare section itself. So when we write a program, we know what are columns data we are going to fetch, and where data for that column will be kept in the variable. Those variables needs to be declared first, and using select into statement. So select list of columns, list of variables, the order of column and the order of variables. See, e-name first column, salary second column. This should match. And why I have said v cell here, you can give any variable name here, not only v cell, any variable. But salary data will go and stored into a variable which is of salary type only. That is the reason I say vsal. And vsal should be declared here. We'll say vsal emp dot salary percentage type. Vsal should be of this column type. Okay. I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay. Now what we are going to discuss further here. So what we are going to discuss further, if select statement is failing here, failure of select statement. How select statement can fail? Select into statement, basically in a PLSQL block, select into this statement will fail. So there are two scenarios, correct? What are those scenarios? First scenario, select statement returns no rows. No rows. Then select statement will give you error. Second scenario, select statement returns multiple rows. Both scenario will lead to error. Okay, exception will be raised. That is fine. We can handle failure of this statement into the exception section. Okay, so select statement, if it fails, how it will fail? When select statement return no rows, and when select statement returns multiple rows. Okay, in both scenario it will fail. Select must return one and only one record, only one row. Okay, this is what we should do. And when select statement fails, when select statement fails, what happens? Exception is raised, and we can handle the exception. But there is a scenario. What about update? But if update and delete fails, then what happens? No exception is raised. And this is what we have to learn in the implicit cursor case. How do you handle failure of update and delete? Remember line number 6. If update and delete fails, no exception is raised. If no exception is raised, then how do you handle? Only way to handle is the failure, the above failure. Above failure means update failure and delete failure is using implicit cursor attribute. This is only way. Okay, let's see what I was trying to say here. Now I'm taking a, this is my program declare. I say this is my v salary. This is emp dot sal percentage type. Okay. Now say, sorry, begin select cell into v cell from emp, where emp number equals to 7369. And I just say end. Sorry, something went wrong here. See, no exception is raised. That means select statement is working fine. Let me display the value of this dvms underscore output dot put underscore line. I say salary equals to v cell. I'm displaying salary, and I'm displaying it multiple times. This is just to, I want to show something. See how many times I have displayed. Let's save this. So I say set server output on get PL3. This is the program. How many times is it displaying the same value? I have displayed same value multiple times. Obviously, it will do the same thing. Line number 5 to line number 12. It is just output statement. Multiple time it is displayed. Okay. Any doubt in this program? Are you understanding what I'm doing? Tell me if you have any doubt in this program.
No, sir. Yes, I understand it.
You understood? Okay, fine.
Sir,
Now,
why it coming multiple times?
because we have displayed it multiple times, correct?
Okay.
See, line, that's what I said, line number 5 to line number 12,
Hmm.
it is just line number 5, same thing, 6, 7, 8, 9, same thing. That's the reason it is giving you same output.
Okay. The many times we display, it will we gave the output that many times it will be displayed.
Correct.
Okay.
If you don't want, you write only once, it will display only once.
Okay.
But why I have done, I will tell you why I have done. I just want to show you one thing. Now, when you are getting this output you are getting, this output statement is after line number 4. After line number 4, line number 5 got executed, correct?
Yes, sir.
See, this is just to understand the program, and this is very, very important. Line number 4, value is assigned to salary, correct?
Yes.
Line number 5 displays this one first. Line number 6 displays second one. Line number 7 displays third one. Line number 8 displays fourth one. Line number 9 displays next one. Okay, 10, 11, 12. 10, 11, 12. Getting a point?
Yes, sir.
So starts from line number 5 till line number 12. And what we can say, okay, line number 4 got executed. After that, line number 5, 6, 7, 8 till 12, everything got executed successfully. And then program terminated by giving this message successfully completed. Select statement is working fine. The scenarios that I discussed before is not happening here. It is not failing. It is not a failure of select statement. But now I'm going to fail the select statement. So what are the two scenarios when select statement will fail? Tell me.
No row and multiple rows.
Okay. So for no row, I have given a false condition. Now see, I have changed the program. 7369, earlier it was 7369. I have added one more 3. Okay, there is no employee by this employee number. Now if I run the program, what happens?
Error came, sir. Yes, sir. No.
At line 4, this statement is failing.
Yes, sir.
And when this statement is failing, you are not getting output of any of this.
That's because the data doesn't exist.
Data does not exist, so it got error.
Okay.
But so we will say it was an exception. And whenever exception occurs, line number 4, you have got exception. And whenever exception will happen, after that, no code will get executed. You have one line of code, you have 100 line of codes, nothing gets executed. But this is one scenario of failure where no rows, and a second scenario was when multiple rows are returned. So now see, I have not given any condition. I say select sal into vcell from EMP without any condition. And this will also throw exception, a different kind of error. But again, this is a failure of select statement. Okay, so what is happening here? It is throwing error. And after line number 4, nothing gets executed. Basically, what it is doing here, it is searching for exception section, which is not there. Let me add the exception section. Exception. And I am right now adding a generic exception where I will just catch the error. So exception I will discuss separately, but I'm saying when others, then I will just display the message. SQL ERRM. I'll say error. Now see, you will understand now. Okay. Okay. Now see what happens. Now again, it is failing here line number 4. But after line number 4 is failed, it will escape 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It will come to exception block. Exception block was not there earlier. It is coming here. And I have given others, it will handle all the exception, but it is executing line number 5. It gave this message error. And after that, this is an environmental variable. It will execute. It will display the value of this. So error is this, and SQL ERRM that is having this value for this kind of error. And if I again write a condition, wrong condition, say where error message will change. EMP no equals to something you give that does not exist. So again, same thing will happen, but error message will change now. Okay, it is again error, and the value of SQL ERRM is this. Okay, so this is the exception block where runtime errors are handled. We will discuss that part separately. Right now, see what again, it is failing here. Still, it is failing here. And after failing, it is not executing any of these. Since exception block is there, that exception is handled. So it is going to the error handling section and displaying that and terminating the program. But there is no way that you can execute line number 5 till 12. Program ends at here. Get your point?
Yes,
Select.
sir.
Now, same thing. Well, if update fails, so I'm writing update statement. Update EMP set salary equals to salary plus say something, and I give the same condition here. Okay, so I'm just commenting that select statement. So now I don't have select statement. Instead of select, I have given a update statement. Say select, I have commented line number 5 update, and the condition is same. Sorry, I think semicolon is missing here. Condition is same, and if I execute this program now, update will execute, and you can see here what is happening. Salary equals to this multiple times. So update got failed, but salary does not have any value. So it is giving blank value. It is displaying, means it is executing line number 6, 7, 8, 9 up to 13. No exception is raised here for update. So update is not updating the data, still exception is not raised. Okay, same thing. If delete fails, if I say delete from EMP, sorry, delete from table name. Okay, so if delete also fails, there's nothing, no exception is raised. So how do we handle this delete and update failure? For that purpose, implicit cursor attributes are used. So as I said before, we have cursor attributes. So we have percentage found and percentage not found. which are Boolean. So if data exists, like say you write a delete statement or you write a update statement and data exists, then percentage found will be true. Data does not exist, not found will be true, and vice versa. Percentage found, not found, percentage row count, that will give you a number of impacted rows. In the case of update, say you are updating how many record got updated, and percentage is open. So is open will be always false in the case of implicit cursor. So is open is not useful in implicit cursor, but other three, percentage found, not found, and row count, those are useful. So here we can use any of the attributes, and here we can say if delete fails. So I will say if SQL percentage not found or found, say found, then we can say delete was successful, else delete failed. Delete was successful. Else delete failed. Or well, let's see one example first. As delete was unsuccessful. And now see what it is saying. Delete was unsuccessful. Okay, what is the program that I have changed? So I'm saying delete. Delete from EMP, and this condition is false. If SQL percentage found means there was no record found for this delete. So this is not true. Not true, then it will go to else part. It will execute this. Or you can do vice versa. You can write if SQL percentage not found, then you have to do reverse of what we have done. I can check not found also, the value of not found. So then I have to write unsuccessful and successful in the reverse order. Now see, I say if SQL percentage not found means if this is not working because of condition, it was unsuccessful, else successful. So output wise, there is no difference. Delete was unsuccessful. And since it is not an exception, after that line, after it checks this condition, executes one of these, and after that line number 11 will also get executed because it is not leading to any exception. Get a point? Same way, in the same way, you can check failure of update also. So I say update EMP set salary equals to any value and give a condition, false condition. Okay, and instead of delete now, the message will be update. Update was successful or unsuccessful. And this is very, very important. This is the only way you can handle failure of delete or update through implicit cursor attribute. Update was unsuccessful. Why? So we are updating here. The condition that is given here is false. Percentage not found will be true. We check that. Not found is true. It gives this message. But if you want to check found, then data should exist here. Now I will give you, because I don't want to delete, I cannot check with delete. But in the case of, now I'm not giving any condition. So I say salary equals to salary plus 100. Now see what is the message. Update was successful. And what was update? I gave update, and update is updating without any condition. So if you give a condition also, if condition is true, So update has found the record. Found, and this is not true. SQL percentage not found, that is false. It goes to else part. It says update was successful. And that is what we got in the output. Update was successful. It went and executed this line. Now I want to know how many records got updated. So we can display here value of a row count. So number of records, you can say number of records updated. So how you will know how many records got updated? You have to display the value of SQL percentage row count. How many records updated? Can you see the value?
14. So
So you give some gap here. 14. Okay. Now records updated 14. So whatever number of records are updated, that you can find out with the help of this row count. Okay, so update failed. How many records updated, not updated, delete failed. How many records deleted, not deleted. Everything can be tracked using implicit cursor attribute. And you have to check immediately. So you have an updated statement here. Immediately after that, you have to check it, because after this is executed, if any other select statement gets executed or delete or update, then that will change the value for implicit cursor. Remember, so this update is successful, but after that I have written a delete, that is failing. So the value will get changed here. This value gets changed. These variables get changed for every SQL statement. So immediately after this, you check whether this was successful or not. So you can use either not found or found both. Both are reversed to each other. Is that clear?
yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now coming to multiple rows handling. As I said, we do this with the help of explicit cursor. Now, definition wise, cursor definition remains same, but what is different in explicit cursor? Explicit cursor, you have to declare it. Explicit, sorry. Cursor needs to be declared. You have to declare it. Declared. Okay. Then you have to open it. You have to fetch data from the cursor. You have to close it. Get a point? So declare, open, fetch, close. These are certain operations that you have to perform with the help of explicit cursor for multiple rows handling. How do we declare? It's very simple. So in the declare section, as I said, we will say cursor and cursor name. So convention is cursor name starts with C. You can give any name, but by convention, you say cursor CMP. I'm opening a cursor for EMP record. CMP is query. I can say select star from EMP. Now see, I have just written a select statement, and that select statement takes all the columns, all the records. So all the records, all the columns will be part of CMP. Now I need a variable that should hold all the columns of the table. And you know that kind of variable is always a row type of variable. So as a VEMP rec. And what will the type of VEMP rec here? This will be of C underscore EMP percentage row type. We follow this convention. We are declaring a variable now of cursor type. So VMP-rec is a record type of variable. What type of record? CEMP percentage row type of record. Now take another example. Cursor. I say anything, say C1 EMP. And I say is select EMP number, ename, job, salary from EMP. So this cursor is having 4 columns. Again, I have to take VMP rec 1 and this will be of C1 dot underscore EMP percentage row type. Remember? Understand? So my job becomes very easy if I make it cursor type of variable. I don't need to declare individual variable. But otherwise, I should have said like this also VMP number. And so what is the type of this? EMP dot EMP number percentage type. I should have said V ename EMP dot ename percentage type. I will say V job EMP dot job percentage type. Okay. Similarly, V salary EMP dot salary percentage type. I should have done that this way also, declaring variable for each column in the cursor. Okay. Begin. Declaration is done. Now I will say open cursor name. Now the moment cursor is opened, cursor will get populated with the data for this select statement. Now cursor got populated here. Open CMP. Then fetch data from the cursor. Fetch CMP into variable. So what is the variable for CMP? VMP rec. VMP rec. My variables got populated here, all the columns. And I'm displaying here dbms underscore put underscore line. I'm displaying right now only say name. So how I will display name? I will say VEMP rec dot whatever is the column name, ename. Okay, then say close CMP. Cursor is closed, and that is end of program. Sorry. You can see one name got displayed. That is fine. Okay. So where is multiple row handling? Still we are displaying only one value. So one fetch will fetch only one data at a time. So if you want to display more values, you keep on fetching, displaying. So second fetch, third fetch, fourth fetch. Sorry. See how many times I'm getting 4 names, but how many times I perform the same action? First fetch, first display, Smith. Second fetch, second display, Ellen. Third fetch, third display, Ward. Fourth fetch, fourth display, John's. So we have 1000 record, 1000 times we have to write this. So these two statements are getting repeated. And that is what we have seen in the case of loop. If you want to do same thing again and again, don't repeat, just put those statements in the loop. So what I can do, I can put a loop here. So before fetch and dbms output dot put line, that will go under loop, fetch, and the exit criteria will be exit when CEMP, C underscore EMP percentage not found. Means fetch does not have any data now. Nothing can be fetched. So it will say exit. Exit fetch. This is end loop. I will show you what I'm doing. Okay, okay, okay. So I have removed all the duplicate fetch. Now see here, open loop fetch. So when that loop will exit when? So when no data is found, then this will become true. So when this becomes true, not found, exit will work. But till that works, it will keep on displaying the value of this. And this is the loop. So from here till here, our statements are under the loop. And now if you run, it will give you all the value. No need to repeat it. Get your mind? So I have used only this cursor. Okay, CMP and only this variable. I have one more cursor and some more variables I have not used. Okay, but if I use C1 EMP, it is not having all the columns. It is having selected columns, 4 columns. And for those 4 columns, we have this variable. So if I want to take data from this cursor, I will open that cursor. I will again loop, I will fetch into, we need a variable of this type, C1 EMP type, and this is of that type. Remember always. And then I have individual variables also, which are not used, which we can use it if required. But generally, this is the way we work. Any doubts here? And now you can see we are displaying multiple records. So using this program, there is no condition, no where clause at all. So if this query retrieves 1 million record, 1 million record will get displayed here. Okay, any doubts? So one fetch will fetch only one data, only one record. So it fetches the record, current record, it moves to next record. And then next fetch will fetch the next record. Again, it will move to next record. And so on till the last record of the cursor is fetched. And here now, if I want to check certain values, values are there no, in VMP rec. Here we fetched data is available here in the variable. So we can check the value of the variable. Suppose I want to check salary. I can write if VMP rec dot salary equals to this, do this. Okay, so I have access to all the records, all the columns of the table. This is how we handle multiple rows. There are so many scenarios here we will discuss, but this is the most basic program using the cursor. And format of cursor is cursor name is any valid query. Here you can write any valid query. Data is coming from one table, multiple table, does not matter. Any valid query will work here. Okay. Any doubts?
No, sir.
So now when you are going to practice, you practice this part.
No, sir.
This part very, very carefully. This is what we will continue with. And this is what you will be getting most of the scenarios with respect to multiple rows handling. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So I will not continue further. Will not start anything new. If you have any doubt, let me know. Otherwise, we'll wind up here for today. So, okay, let me show you something. So, as I said, see, we have to follow the sequence. You cannot fetch data from the cursor without opening the cursor. Now, see, I have commented this statement, line number 11. I am not opening, but I am trying to fetch. If you do anything, see, invalid cursor, it will not recognize this because it is not yet opened. Any point? So before you start working on the cursor, before you fetch, you should open the cursor. Now, another thing I will show you, open CMP. I am opening the cursor 2 times. What will happen? You will see line number 17. Here again, I have reopened. I am fetching, closing. Okay, after closing, I am opening. That is fine. But if without closing, if I open, so that will show you the importance of closing the cursor. If I don't close, so I comment close part and I am reopening the cursor. See, I have commented 17 here. Again, I say open. Cursor is still open. See, it will again give you exception. Already open. So the sequence you have to maintain, proper sequence. First, you declare the cursor, you open the cursor, you fetch data from the cursor, you close the cursor. You have to maintain this sequence. Everything is important here. As we will see some programs, we can reopen, but after closing only. And whenever you reopen, it will repopulate. So repopulate means when we are fetching the data, first fetch means first record of the cursor, means first record of this query is already processed. Second time you fetch, you will get second record. You will not go back to the first record. Getting by, it's like a record pointer. When we open, record is pointing to the first record. First fetch, after fetch, record pointer is on the second record. You cannot come back to the first record. Second fetch, second record will be fetched. Record pointer is on the third record. You cannot go back on second and first. But if you reopen, you are back to the first record. You know one. So depends on the scenario, how we want to process. Do we want to reopen the cursor? Reopening is the means. Again, we will add the first record. Okay. So this is very, very interesting, important. Okay, so we will focus more on the cursor side, how cursor works. Okay.
Sir, will we get notes of this?
Yeah, I will share notes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So
Okay,
you
so
haven't shared last episode. I mean,
recording I have not shared last week.
no, sir, last class you haven't shared.
Okay, I'll share now. Okay, so we are stopping here. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.